Okay, now the thing here in structure, you notice one thing here. You see all this line, orange color, green color, sometimes blue and red color and so on. This is when if you for structure, if you are learning like robot or I believe DEA, you might also learn robot. You need to make sure when you do your structure, all these line represent your loading and they need to be connected. Okay, but let's say now we are doing our structure only, just modeling, no calculation needed. This what we call analytical system here will create kind of so-called overlapping with our modeling. Yeah. So for meantime, if you see something like this, you want to or you wish to disable, you simply check below here. Hide analytical model uncheck. 它就不见电了. So your model when you makes amendment later on, you won't accidentally select it. All right, let me show you what I mean just now. If it's on, what happens if you select like that? You see the component here says multiple categories selected. Filter. See all this? Analytical beam, analytical column is telling you that this line and these lines are selected. If I cancel, I remove this. You do selection one more time. Although they say multiple, but you go to filter, only 2 selected. You get what I mean? Because all these are very sensitive in Revit. Once it's on, when you select them, it does make a difference. Oh, understand this, especially when doing structure. So try to hide the analytical model, which is used for calculation, structural calculation for robot. Yeah, for this loading thing. Okay, now I have this view done, and you realize that is if I select one beam or one column, it's showing me that this is a Godot, all right, and where's the info? Hold on. What I want to show you, you says this is bearing load. Not shown here. Column. Yeah, it doesn't show. I was thinking show you the information which is not highlighted. Anyway, doesn't matter. Important thing is the volume and the length. See now. This is important. You notice one thing, right? Your beam connection is actually here, not here. Okay. If you really do modeling, all right, you can actually sketch your model from face of column to face of column. But this method that I'm doing now is mainly at the same time for structure calculation. You know why I say that? What happens if I delete the column? You notice the beam, they are connected. So now, if I select this beam, the volume now is different. See, just now was 2.48. Why 48? Because was just now there's a 400 different short one. See the volume is different. So for QS, they also understand. They need to know this. But let's say if you are in future, you are creating a model not for structural calculation, just a model, then there's two ways. This is one way. The other way, which is you draw piece by piece manually, like this. Let me delete one of these. WT. Where is this? Hold on. This one no need. WT. Okay, it's here. Okay. You can simply draw your beam. I don't want the chain. You snap from here. Sorry, here. Here to here. Okay. You notice you stop here. This one is inside. So if I delete this, it still connect. But how about here? 0, 0. I see. Okay. Right click. Okay. Because allowed to join. Currently, when you create beam, automatically they allows to join the connection, which is here never show. See now, if let's say I select this point, right click, this allow. 你看它的结构不一样了 It's different now. See that? You can drag, stop somewhere. Unjoin. Now they are separate. See now, the difference between structural calculation and model. Okay, I just want to share with you because sometime in real world practice, they might not use robot to do calculation. They might use other software. But sometime again, they just use this to do model, not calculation. So it depends on your practice. In school here, we draw things standards, but in real world, it's a lot more difference. Okay, because I think robot now in Autodesk, it come with it. So the service, so-called the software, you need not to spend extra money just to get a built-in. Robot, I think is included if not wrong. Some might not. You got to download separately. Yeah, so depends. Anyway, that is all those software detail. Okay, next things we need to do is to create a slab. Okay, now this slab here is kind of tricky when you create a slab. So what's the slab thickness? Let's take a look, the requirement. The slab here, they want us to create on your level 1. Same thing, podium slab, first to 5th story. Yes?
Nothing, sorry.
Why? You want to remind me about recording? No worry, it's a record, don't worry. Yeah. So you see here, the slab and the slab here, and the rest is the same. Okay, so we leave it lah, So 200, and it's called generic. Okay, we leave it. So how to create a generic slab? Maximize our plan. TW. You go to your floor under the structure tab. Structure panel, floor structure. or shortcut key SB. Then choose the generic floor here. Of course, structure by default, they have a lot of different component created for you. Of course, normally we don't just simply say generic unless it's not sure. If normally is in situ concrete, size we can change, but it should be in situ concrete. So far in Singapore, it's in situ concrete. All right. You see generic, they have only simple layer like this. It means they cast rebar, then flat finish, like what they call screen finish, cement screen. So that's why they want to, for start, they want you guys to select generic 200, which is here, we don't have a generic 200. So how? Select 300, edit, duplicate, change to 200 mm. Then go to construction, structure, edit, do a change. Okay, like what? Preview. This is how it look like. So normally when a structure is laid, concrete, they have a screen finish. Why? To make it smoother. So screen finish can be around 20 to 30 thickness. But here you can no need to show because meantime not required yet. So I'm going to change the thickness here to 200. But next time if you are doing construction, then you got to break down the detailing. So for those you learn in your Revit Archi, you notice that you are able to insert structures, substrate, thermal air, finish 1, finish 2, and membrane, and now the new one, structure deck, because of precast and some add-on. 2019, you still don't see structure deck. 2020, 21, you see this. So this is something new. Okay, because some have a mixture of steel and concrete together. So they take it as the 1, 5, 4, 3. All these, remember, is known as priority. Meaning what? Component joint, one identified as high or highest priority. It will cut through. Low priority. Yeah. So remember, meantime, we only have one component added, so no need. Okay, so if one, I pick OK. Now, when you start to do the sketch, okay, be careful. It should be like this, all right? When you draw your structure. Of course, in your project, you can do something simple by just simply, sketch a whole thing. But in real world construction, this is how you should sketch your line work. Don't worry, I'm not going to sketch everything because they are identical in some area. I'm going to mirror later on. I'm only want to draw is one side. Then the rest I'll mirror. So you guys can start sketching also. Now in structural slab, column or beam, when you cut an opening, and all this opening, if all this line is called shape handle that I'm doing it now, if they are overlap, it'll give you some error. So you guys got to be extra careful on that. Okay, now I'll do something like this. Then I'm going to mirror this side, left to right, top to bottom. So be careful which one has you select. See, this guy got a horizontal line. So I need this and below. So that means I only need this. See that? This line not required. So I only select here and below. Then I do a mirror. Now where's the mirror? You learn AutoCAD. The mirror here, there's two types. The AutoCAD mirror is this. That means you got to pick 2 points. That's why it's called draw axis. But for now, if you have something in between center, see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is the middle of our building. Then you can select this. Pick axis. That means the center line already given. So by doing so, it's faster. See the mirror over. Remember, do not have any overlap. One line means one line. If not, later when you click finish, they'll prone you a lot of error. So now I know that this vertical line I already have is below here, I don't have. So I go to select from here, which is this only to be mirrored from top to bottom. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have our so-called center line given. Mirror using pick axis, select this. See, now they're done. Okay, and close nicely. Lastly is all your box in the center, which is rectangle 1, 2. You can use array if you want, because how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, inclusive 5. You can array or you can use copy. So I'm going to use array. Oh, cannot array. So I got no choice. See that? I was wondering, so good if I can use array, but sorry, you can't. So can only copy. So copy multiple center to center. So or snap here, snap here, snap here. Remember, center, center, like that. Okay, if I turn off the thick line, it should look like this. Jalan type. Okay. Zoom out, can't see pretty much lah, huh? So select all this again, copy from center to center to center. Zoom in if possible, or for you difficult to select, and center. Okay, done. So your slab you should sketch and look like mine in this case. Remember this. Okay, must be exactly the same, because constructions in real world, column is the priority is higher and by the slab, or in other words, they cast the column first. That means at the first story column should be cast first before they lay the slab. So you can see that the opening is a must in construction. Okay, yeah. So when it's finished, it look like this in 3D. Let me show you. Okay, it's like that. You can see it's a hole, and the opening is clear. All right, Karama. And these two is like merging together, or in other words, in real world, this is going to cast together. That's why I can see in some beam in real world, they only cast half. The other one is they cast together. And here, before you are doing, this is I'm going to explain to you, and it's very important when doing structure. In Revit structure, the material is important. All right. And also the way you use it, whether it's a precast or cast in place, or yeah, cast in place is important, because if your column, your beam, your slab is like all same cast in place, and the material you use is also cast in place, the three component here or the mixing here, they understand that, okay, since we are same material, they know how to compensate one another. They mean show you the correct display. But if you create something which is precast, cast in place, or the material is precast, cast in place, you need to draw precise, meaning what? Stop exactly meant to be stopped. You cannot create overlap. Not allowed. Okay, so this is when you're doing structural model or doing structure for calculation, those guys, you need to understand this logic here in Revit. For those that miss my explanation, later you can play back during the video and try to understand it. Okay, if all cast in place, all kind in place. If you want to mix, you must draw piece by piece accurately. Okay, that's what I mean by precast and cast in place. Must clearly identify how you build your model. So end result, this is what you are getting. Questions? Now, if I'm going to select this slab and to modify, edit, just click edit boundary, and you're able to see all these captured, all the sketch. Okay, I give you some time to get it done. So at least today we must at least finish this. So the next lesson, you guys can start to build on your own already, because only the beginning here is a bit lengthy. Lengthy means you got to understand the relationship between your structural build component. Don't just build blindly model. You must understand. Questions? Edgar? Sorry, I'm calling my son. Edgar, sorry, I just was passing a letter to my son. Questions? You guys have the slab sketch. Any questions? Also quiet. Are you still there? No question? Okay. Sufong, what is that? No, if no, then I will continue. So it should be have something like this. Yep. Then let's say you are creating your column first to second story. That means they are identical design. So you can see for those that you are doing this model, the one on the top right corner, or some of them, if you follow this, you can see that first, second story is the same. Then your third, fourth, fifth is different. See or not? So of course you can follow me draw this, but to me this is no challenge. If you want to score marks, you should have try something like this. The one that is you can see from the bottom left or right, or the one on the right side, which is here. That my mouse is moving. Okay, the pointer. Because the rest are quite systematic. The very top left model. Okay, so you try these two. This will be interesting. All right, so you can make use of the tools you're going to construct. All right, you notice that first story, the slab is exactly or slightly wider. There's a reason behind. All right, so actually when I was doing this model that time, I was thinking, should I draw this straight away or should I not? So when they cast, to avoid a lot of issue, normally they cast not exactly same. You should cast slightly wider. That's why when you look at the model, there's always like some extension. See or not? Okay? Which is to, for structure, we can minimize a lot of error when it comes to join. See, they all extend wider. Okay, let's give it a try. So if let's say I wish to modify, selecting my slab, what should you do? Edit. Let's say I want to have an extension, same thing as my footing here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select some of the line to delete. Or actually, I will say I close this to delete away. Okay, left only that. Rectangle up to the edge. Same thing, snap throughout to here. So in between all this rectangle, you just simply copy from here. So this is identical. Select here, copy, here to here, okay, and to here. Escape. Then the set here, copy, center to here, and one last one, which is here. All right, finish it. So now your model will look like the one inside this. And in future construction for the rest of the floor, you have less issue or less problem. All right. So in your 3D, it should look like this. Okay. Okay. Questions? Normally there's some extension. It cannot be flush exactly one. So it look like this. All right. Okay. Column for first, second, third, fourth. Because 5th to 6th is others. So what is the column? Should be same size, right? 1st to 5. Yeah, same. So okay. To add a column, WT, same thing on the plan. Now, here before I continue, you notice that my view here, by right, first story, I should not see the footing. But you can see that I'm still able to see the footing. Normally this view, you should only see your column and beam, which should be hidden line, but not your footing. So in other words, in this view, you got to readjust your view range, which is here, view range or VR, you get to see this. Okay. So here we got to change, set this to around minus 500. This one here should be around minus maybe 300. Apply. See now, this is the correct view to be displayed as your first story. If you go to your foundation, this is correct as a foundation. Okay? Remember to adjust your view accordingly. Don't just model and don't know how to manage your view. I believe you learned this in Revit Archi also, which is quite important. Yeah. Okay. Okay. View range. Only plan view got view range, which is here. You're not sure, you can base on this. In structure, what you are seeing now is 2, 3, and 4, which is, where is 2, 3, and 4? 2 is your primary cut, which is this. Then 3 is actually our base. 4 is actually the depth, which is here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Depth here is showing the range, how far you are looking downward. But because here default it says minus 1008, that means ours here there's only 1005. That's why it sees everything. So you got to set this side shallow a bit. So I think minus 500 should be good because the foundation to first story we have a height of 1005. So as long as less than 1005, you're clear. That's why I want to make it shorter. So all this you can change until you get the view correct. So it's okay. No worries. Can? No need to follow me exactly the same value. You guys got to change and you understand. To feel it. That's more important. Okay. Okay, so to create my column and my beam, that I will stop. Then you continue next week. So this slab, it should be throughout the same. So let me add our column first. So go to column, add first story. See, automatically it goes show me this, which is to be vertical. Then, since I'm at first story, I'm going to connect to second. So make sure that you click column. Here says height to second and vertical at grid. Select. Don't worry. Only the grid you'll be selected. Done? Finish.
Can you show them, please?
Sorry?
Can you repeat that again?
Repeat which one?
The column. The height.
Okay. Let me delete away. Just now, this explain is the same as this, whatever we do at the foundation. When you're at the plan, first story, you go to column. Default is always show you depth, calculate downward. But sometimes, for those that you guys learn Revit Archi before, you often use height rather than depth. So you just said you got to juggle the differences between where you want to start your first story of construction. If I'm going to start at second story, I'm going to draw a column from second to first. Then this must be depth. But now I'm at first story. I'm going to add a column from first story to second story. Then this must be height. Understand? This is important. So the connection, current plan is first, then the option says second, this is correct. We need not to specify the height. It's auto-calculated. What you need to do is select the correct column, then get the command add grid, select your grid. That's all. And finish it. Your column should appear. Yep, it's out already. Yeah. Okay. After that, oops, what is this? Did I create something extra? Yep, delete away. So look at your model, how they are placed. Next thing you're going to add is what? Your beam, which is this. So how to add my beam? You want to draw or you want to copy and paste? It's up to you. So I'd rather you draw better. See now, I'm at first story. But right, when I draw my beam, I should be at second story. But let's say I'm at first story, planner, I go to click beam. Before you add, you're going to change this. See the placement plane? Second story. But if I'm at the second story, no need to change. They auto detect. But because now I'm at first story, but I want to place my beam at second story. All right. Now grid on. Select all the grid. Finish. Seems like it doesn't go up. Huh? See, it's telling me now. Okay, it says visibility issue. Why? First story cannot see second story component. So it's okay. Don't worry. Close your foundation. Open up your second story. Your beam should be there. Don't have? What's happening? Unless Revit is torturing me now. Let me try to delete one piece. No leh. It's correct leh. Why the beam is not placed? Very weird, huh? You guys have your beam, huh? Who don't have? By right, it should have. Can't place. Why? Since they give us all these options and yet can't place is something is wrong. Should not be. Okay. Let me try on using second story. Nothing to do with floor. Important thing, when you draw beam, you must have column. No column, it doesn't work. You try to create a beam without column, it will tell you you cannot. That's why you need to have a column first. Then beam will step on it. Okay. Now I do it on second story. See whether same thing happen. So beam. See, second story. Okay. Same size of beam on grid. See, now it's okay. Finish. It should have any warning. It's not calculating regeneration now in the model. Okay, now it's out. So it should look like this. Very tricky, huh? Yep, have to done one level above. This is the standard practice. You're gonna do it that way. Structure column, beam. All right, have to do one level above. Slab, no need. That's why I say when you guys, for those that learn Archi before and you learn structure now, you can see that, hey, how come the application is different? Because Archi column is not the true structure component. So that's why when you put in to them is what? No bearing, just Archi tray. But for structure is different. We have loading, we have volume, a lot of things. So the connection is different. Okay, so you got to juggle, make sure to use the correct method to get your things drawn. Okay, questions? Next lesson, I'll show you how can we copy all the way up to fifth story. Then we do the rest. Then slowly we build our model up.
Yeah, I don't know why, but my site is between first and second story over.
Sorry?
The site in plan.
You mean, okay, maybe you show me your model. Hold on, let me save my file. Stop sharing. Okay. You're at second story. Okay. Oh, what happened? You want to move your side out, huh? No, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here, not here. Cancel. Yeah. You select your side. Properties. Under discipline. No. Not this. You close it already. Turn your properties back on. Highlight the side. Okay, then discipline. See, you see structure. Further down. Discipline. There's a words. No. Up. For two down already. Up. Go up. Here. Set this to coordination. Yes. Apply. See, they shift away. Then minimize.
Yeah.
That's all. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next lesson forecast, we're gonna do this column up with your slab, and maybe you want to beautify your slab like from here first to fifth story. How I'm going to do something similar like hold on, where is my PDF? Okay, close already. Yeah. What I meant here is, hold on, I'm opening up the PDF files. Hey, not here, sorry. You see how they cut all this? See all this? How they do, especially, you see this? How they do the adjustment, you know? That's why if initially you can add things that first, then start to modify. Yeah. Huh? But if you are drawing this particular one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you need 8 column instead of 7. Only this default is 7. I think the rest, the first two on top is 7, the rest is 8. 8 by 9 or 8 by whatever, up to you. I always keep it open so that you guys can venture and try out, see which one suits you better. Yeah. Okay. Must be there to try. Any questions? If no, you can see that I can select this slab, copy to clipboard, paste to align second story. It should go up with the same gap because the cutting opening is identical. So slab, you can paste straight away to that level. No need to do any other offset. So I have my second story slab. Questions? If no, then I'll stop here. I need you guys to save your file. Okay? Anyone? So next week we'll do more thing, maybe a staircase, or if not, we change the color of our column, our beam, which is you see some of the assignment 2 or some others. You need to know how to identify the colors because structures they like to highlight with different colors. For instance, beam is magenta color, you know, the column is blue. How you do that? Yours, one of the syllabus, we need to do that. All right. If not, then I stop here. So I'll stop recording.